Good evening, everyone. I call this meeting to order at 7:04. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mrs. DeLiva, can you please read the safety message and ground rules?
Good evening and welcome to the November 17th, 2025 Board of Education meeting. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please exit the building using the two doors to the left. As always, smoking and the use of vape products are strictly prohibited on school grounds. There are two portions of the meeting with its public comments. First will be about the consent agenda and the reports that you will be seeing. The second is open to public comments that we'd like to bring forward to the board.
Thank you. We're going to move on to presentations and reports. Our first one will be Girls Inc. for Girl of the Year by Mrs. Murakowski, along with Ms. Jelinka. We'll be presenting Haley Ray, sophomore at Patchogue-Medford High School, with the Girl of the Year award from Girls Inc.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Ms. Canetti, our superintendent, and district office. It is my pleasure to recognize an outstanding Patchogue-Medford High School student, 10th grader Haley Ray, who has also been named the 2025 Girls Inc. of Long Island Girl of the Year. Academically, Haley has demonstrated exceptional commitment and achievement. As a 9th grader, she exceeded expectations while enrolled in several honors classes and a pre-AP course. Now as a 10th grader, she continues to challenge herself with a rigorous schedule that includes multiple AP classes, an honors class, and a pre-AP class, and she continues to excel in all of them. Beyond her academic success, Haley is an extraordinary young woman whose personal growth has been remarkable. She first joined Girls Inc. last year as a quiet 9th grader, unsure of what to expect. But even from the beginning, it was clear that she possessed strong leadership qualities. Week after week, she showed up, engaged, and allowed her confidence to grow. As a 9th grade Girls Inc. participant, Haley also took part in program trips, including a special visit to the Girls Inc. National Luncheon in New York City in March of 2025. This luncheon honored several inspiring women, highlighted the Girls Inc. mission, and featured powerful stories from Girls Inc. participants and alumni. It was an experience that broadened Haley's perspective and deepened her connection to the organization's values. Throughout the year, Haley discovered her voice. She developed a passion for advocacy, especially around fairness and the rights of individuals with special needs. She strengthened her communication skills, learned to set healthy boundaries, and embraced her own strengths. During mental health and wellness discussions, she demonstrated courage by speaking openly about stereotypes, stigmas, and personal experiences, offering support and understanding to her peers. By the end of her 9th grade year, Haley had grown into a confident leader, comfortable speaking in front of others, mentoring new participants, and fully embracing her role within Girls Inc. This year, she continues to build on that growth, embodying what it means to be strong, smart, and bold. Joining me today is Ms. Paige Jelinek, Program Manager at Girls Inc., who will also speak about Haley and recognize her continued involvement.
Good evening. My name is Paige Jelinek, and I'm the Program Manager at Girls Inc. of Long Island. I wanted to share some of the additional dedication and participation of Haley Ray. In addition to her participation in our after-school program, Haley has actively engaged in several significant exclusive opportunities outside of school through Girls Inc. This past summer, she became a dedicated member of the Half the Story Teen Tech Council, a New York initiative in partnership with the Clinton Foundation. This council brings together high school students across the state to shape bell-to-bell policies. The Teen Council, founded in 2025, provides authentic youth perspectives to help schools implement phone-free policies, and foster a culture of digital wellness. Haley even had the opportunity to attend an advocacy meeting with Governor Kathy Hochul and Secretary Hillary Clinton to discuss student perspectives on these policies. Haley also attended Girls Who Build over the summer, a hands-on career exploration initiative launched by United Way of Long Island. This program introduces young women to opportunities in construction, clean energy, and skilled trades. She participated in interactive workshops, site tours, and career simulations led by industry leaders and role models, aiming to inspire the next generation of women in these sectors. Additionally, Haley serves as the Youth Academic Advisory for Girls Inc. of Long Island's Coca-Cola FIFA Academy Initiative. In this role, she acts as a mediator between Girls Inc. participants and the program leaders. The Academy offers a workforce readiness experience connected to a global event like the FIFA Men's World Cup, exposing young people to a broad range of careers through real-world engagement and learning. These and many opportunities are available to all dedicated Girls Inc. members from Patchogue-Medford High School. This year, we have exciting guest speakers and opportunities lined up, including a women's health workshop led by Northwell Pediatric and Adolescent Gynecology professionals, and financial literacy workshops from Dime and M&T Bank. On behalf of Girls Inc. of Long Island, we sincerely thank you for the opportunity to serve the young women of Patchogue-Medford High School and continue to inspire them to be strong, smart, and bold. We are excited to continue this work for years to come, and we hope to see many more girls from Patchogue-Medford take advantage of these opportunities and strive for excellence. Thank you.
Can we have a picture of everyone up here? Come on up. Let's see you. Get up here.
Congratulations once again, Haley. That's pretty awesome. Next, we're going to move on to Eagle Elementary highlights presented by students Shane Keenan, Enzo Northam, Tegan Walsh, Rory Keegan, and also introduction of the RAC, Random Acts of Kindness Club, by Isaiah Amaya Rivera, Abby Kratz, Ariana Moy, Sophia Alvarado, and Samuel and Dolores.
The Eagle Elementary School PTA brings together families, principals, teachers, staff, and our community to support our school. Our volunteers work tirelessly and continue to make a bigger impact each year through the programs and events we are able to provide. Tonight, a few of our students are here to share more about the work we do and what it means to them. Here are Enzo, Tegan, Rory, and Shane.
PTA, the PTA or Parent-Teacher Association help make school more fun by planning activities for students and families. They organize things like paint night, spooky halls, theme night, and VIP dances that brings everyone together. These activities help us make memories and build school spirits. My favorite event is theme night. I like theme night because you can do a lot of stuff like doing a 3D printer, doing like it looks like it's magic, but it really isn't. And yeah, you get to do a lot. It's really fun. So, yeah.
The PTA also runs fundraisers to help pay for special programs and supplies our school needs. They organize picture days, plant sales, book fairs, and color runs. The money raised goes towards our events, making sure all students receive books and staff appreciation. My favorite fundraiser is the Holiday Boutique because I love making my family happy with what I buy them.
One of the most important things the PTA does is support the students. They help make learning more exciting by funding assemblies, bringing in guest speakers, and even helping with art and music programs. They make sure every student feels included and encouraged. My favorite assembly so far was the magicians.
Testing 1, 2, 3, testing.
The PTA doesn't just help our school, they help our whole community too. They give scholarships to high school seniors, donate to the school sky store, and participate in PTA council. They help show what it means to care about others and give back. My favorite part is cultural arts programs.
Ms. Hanson and I are proud to introduce our RAC Club.
Thank you for giving the RAC Club the chance to speak at tonight's board meeting. We are excited to share the kind of projects we work on and to show how we try to make our school and community a better place.
The RAC Club is our random act of kindness club for 5th grade. We meet 10 times during the school year to do kind things for our school and our community. In the RAC Club, we work together, help others, and try to make the world a better place with small acts of kindness. Everyone in the club is a kindness leader.
We started the year by restarting our Pop the Top community service project. Last year, we collected so many Pop Tops that we were able to donate $50 to the Ronald McDonald House. This year, we hope to make an even bigger difference. With your permission, we would like to invite all of the elementary schools in our district to join our Pop the Top program so we could triple our donations and help even more families.
In January, our school is having a breakfast food bowl. We will be collecting breakfast foods like cereal, oatmeal, pancake mix, syrup, and granola bars to help families in our community. Every item you bring helps the family center. The class that brings in the most donations will win a pizza party from the PTA.
We are also planning to create an educational coloring sheet to help kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd graders during indoor recess in the cold winter months. These coloring pages will teach new things while giving younger students something enjoyable to do when they can't go outside. It's another way we hope to spread kindness and help others in our school.
Thank you so much for giving us the chance to speak tonight. We all hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eagle. A lot of amazing service projects taking place, and all the teachers from Eagle here supporting the students. Thank you very much for being here. Can everyone come up so we can get your photo? Don't be shy. Thank you.
Great job, everyone. That was awesome. Next, we have Mrs. Marone for the state assessment and regions results.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being with us tonight. I want to take a special moment to thank our administrators for being here. I appreciate your support as we go through last year's data. So tonight we're going to talk about our New York State Regents exams, our New York State 3 through 8 assessments, the implementation of assessments measuring new and revised learning standards, and we will round it out with some iReady diagnostics. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk about our June Regents exams. I'm going to go through each exam at a time. I'm going to talk about passing versus mastery percentage, and then I'm going to give you some comparisons to the county as well, so you can kind of see where we as a district match up against some of the other districts just in Suffolk County. And then at the end, you'll also see a little comparison to us versus New York State for the last 2 years. The 2025 data is not out yet, so I could not prepare that for you tonight. All right, so first up, we'll start with our English Regents. This is over the last 3 years. You can tell that we've maintained steady progress with percent passing and percent mastery. This past year, we had 83% of students pass and 38% with mastery, which is 85 or greater on the exam. This chart gives you an example of what our district has done compared to the county. So on the left-hand side, you will see Patchogue-Medford. On the right-hand side, you will see the county. And what you will notice is that we were very equivalent to what the county rating is, 38% at level 5, which is mastery, and the county was 39. My eyes are going as I get older. It's 39.8, I want to say. So we are just as equal to the county as we are as a district for English. Levels 3, 4, and 5, for your reference, are considered passing. Levels 1 and 2 are considered a failing rate. All right, let's move on to global history. Again, we have maintained pretty steady for passing and for percent mastery over the last couple of years. I know Mr. Hanley is here tonight, but he is working with the department to really work at some of the things which I will get into a little bit later with regards to the exam. For U.S. history, the same. We are doing very well with percent passing, 85, 88, 85 over the last couple of years. And then just to give you an idea of where we are against the county as well, you will notice that for global history on the left-hand side, as a district, we are at 24% at a mastery level, the county at a 34%. And then on the right-hand side, U.S. history, mastery level 16%, and the county at 28%. So we are working with some things in the department, like I said, which I'll get to in a little bit. All right, let's move on to math. Our Algebra 1 scores for the last couple of years, again, maintaining some pretty steady percentages as we move into some new exams. The 2023 exam was different than 24 and 25, so making sure our teachers are shifting some instructional practices to meet those standards. Wonderful percentage for Algebra 2. We've steadily increased that over the last couple of years, both percent passing and percent mastery. Geometry we're doing well, and you'll see a little bit later compared to the county and the state how we're doing as well. But this past June was a new exam, so we're shifting some things with instruction as well. The teachers are looking at the change in questioning, so they're shifting their instructional strategies. This will give you an outlook for Algebra 1, 2, and Geometry as we compared ourselves to the county. Again, on the left-hand side for all three of these charts is the district. On the right-hand side is the county. So, for a district, we are doing very well across the board. We have some work to do in some of our areas that Mr. Salato and his teachers have been working on, but I'm proud to say that we're continuing great success. Okay, for science, this was living environment. This past June was the last time we will give the living environment regents. This coming June will be the new biology regents. So we maintain great percentages for passing and percent mastery. So we're curious to see how this exam will hold in June. But the teachers have already made some shifts based on what the state has sent down. You will see for chemistry, once again, really maintaining those percentages over the last couple of years, 91%, 85% passing, and again, in the mid to upper 20s for percent mastery. Earth science, once again, this past June was the last time we will give the earth science exam. This coming June will be earth and space science. So just like biology, the teachers have had to make some instructional shifts, which I'll get into a little bit later. But again, wonderful scores across the board for earth science. So we're hoping that we can maintain that with the new curriculum and a regents exam as well. Physics, again, we've had a little bit of a drop since 2023, but since then we've still been maintaining great percentages for passing and mastery. And then this will give you a look at living environment, chemistry, earth science, and physics. Please remember, living environment, earth science, this is the last time we will see that exam. But again, we are comparing fairly well with the county on the right-hand side. All right, so this chart will give you an example of the district versus New York State. So again, the 2025 results for the state have not been posted yet. So this is a look at 2023. You can see that the blue is the district and the orange is the state. We are doing very well in comparison to our colleagues in the state. So I'm super happy to see that. And it continues for 2024. We really did a wonderful job at our percent proficient, which is those that are passing. So I expect nothing but the same for 2025. Once those results come in, I will share that with the board. Again, the blue is the district and the orange is the state. All right, so next steps. In speaking with Mr. Hanley, for social studies, they've been collaboratively reviewing question stems from the U.S. history and the global regents exams. They're using something called a gap analysis in the BARS data housing that we have. They're trying to figure out and identify which standards and questions where the top 5% of our students struggled the most. They're really trying to figure out how to tailor our instruction to make sure our students are receiving that support where it's needed. Benchmark and classroom assessments are also being redesigned to better align with regents' expectations. And the focus obviously remains demonstrated areas of student needs. So he is working with both of those departments to really find out where students need to make some adjustments, and the teachers as well in their instruction. For English, he has been working with the department to analyze the 3-year performance trends to guide instruction. They're doing the similar things that social studies is doing. I want you to note that this year's June English Regents will be different. This June Regents exam now gives the students an option to write the text analysis essay on central idea or theme. This is the first time the students will have an option as to what they write that essay on. It's also important to note that the updated scoring rubrics are more student friendly. So we shall see what that that exam has in store for our district, but I know Mr. Henley has been working very closely with his teachers to make sure that they adjust to the new exam. Again, like social studies, they're revisiting their benchmark and classroom assessments to ensure alignment with these exam expectations, and again, a gap analysis to support instruction. For Mr. Stellato with math and science, again, it's very similar to Mr. Hanley. They're very good with data, both of them. I will give them that props. They are here tonight, so I'll just give that little kudos to them. They really use bars with their teachers very well. They take it into their PLCs. They look at positive and negative trends. Their teachers really work together. You know, one teacher might be doing something very well that's working on one set of standards where another teacher might need support. So that PLC time allows them to kind of collaborate with one another to see what's working and what's not. As you saw earlier, our geometry exam scores are not as high as we'd like them to be, but still in comparison to the state, we're doing wonderfully. But with that said, Mr. Stellato took his geometry teachers to a conference entitled Charting the Change. They did a comparative review of old and new Regents exams. They shifted they examined the shifts in the language, and they're working together to make some instructional adjustments in the classroom to meet those demands of the exam. For science, like I spoke about before, this year we're implementing the new Earth and Space Science and the new biology curriculum. Last year we had the option to implement that. We chose to wait a year. But this year we are implementing that. So June will be the first time our students take the new exams. The new assessments feature question clusters, which require students to analyze data tables, visuals, and charts across multiple items. So they'll have to refer back to certain items for 2, 3, possibly more questions. So it's really looking at the data and trying to answer the questions based off of that. Mr. Stellato also is working to adjust his benchmarks and quarterly assessments. Their department goal within the 5 years is to increase overall percent passing to at least 85%. After they make that shift, then they'll focus on mastery rates. All right, so just some things I've already spoken about. Last year, we implemented the new geometry. This coming year, Algebra 2, Earth Science, Biology, and ELA. And then the following year will be a new exam for chemistry and physics. So lots of changes over the last couple of years alongside the Portrait of a Graduate. You know, our teachers have been working hard to make sure they meet the demands of these tests. As you're aware, we have been computer-based testing for the last couple of years. Last year, we did all grades. This year, it's required that all grades go computer-based testing, so we are already ahead of that curve. All right, so let's look at our 3 through 8 assessments. All right, so this chart is very important to understand. At the bottom, you will see that it says 2024 level. So if you look at level 1, which is all the way on the left-hand side, these are the students that scored a level 1 in 2024. So 395 students scored a level 1. 395 students who scored a level 1 in 2024 remained a level 1 in 2025. 242 students who scored a level 1 in 2024 increased by 1 level in 2025. 39 students who scored a level 1 in 2024 increased by 2 levels, and then we had 2 students who actually increased by 3 levels. So this gives you an idea of how our students are performing across the year. It's important to note that level 4 students, all the way on the right-hand side, we want our students to remain the same. You'll note that 51 students dropped a level, so we're looking at those students to see what it is or where they need a little bit more support on that exam. So that's what this chart explains to the audience tonight. This gives you an idea for grades 3 through 5 on English, where we fall against the county. So once again, how does PatMed line up against the county? PatMed is on the left-hand side. The county is on the right-hand side for grade 3, 4, and 5. For grade 4, level 4, we scored at a 19.5%, and the county was at 18%. So I'm not going to read all of this percentages because I am limited to 10 minutes, and I'm already over it. So I'm just going to keep going. All right, so this gives you an idea of how we line up once again against Suffolk County. We are the blue, and the county is the orange. We are right there, and it's super important to notice that the work that the chair people, the directors, the building administrators, and the teachers are doing to close the gap. We've really made great strides in closing the gap from 2023 to 2025. We're right there. So I'm very happy to share that with you tonight. They're really doing some wonderful work in the classroom. This is 6 through 8. Once again, on the left-hand side, the district, right-hand side, the county. And then again, similarly to 3 through 5, we're really making some great strides. Look at grade 6. For example, in 2023, we are blue 25%, where the county was 41%. And now you fast forward to 2025, we've closed that gap with 39% versus 43. So super proud of all the work that's been going on in the department to really make those changes happen. Very similar to English, this is for math. So if you look at level 1 again, once again, 2024 score versus 2025, our level 1 students, 306 stayed the same in 2025, 133 increased by 1 level, and 19 increased by 2 levels. So this again gives you an idea of how our students are comparing from year to year. Us against the county once again. We, for grade 3, level 4, take note that it's 14% for us, where the county was 12%. So, this just gives you an idea. We're very neck and neck with the county. We are doing some wonderful work here to make sure that we're making those strides, closing the gaps over the last 3 years. We're doing wonderful work at the elementary level and the middle level to make that those shifts and those changes in the classroom. 6 through 8 for math as well. Important to note that our Algebra 1 students do not take the 8th grade assessment. So that's why you'll see that score there. But we've made great strides as well. And some shifts. Some shifts we still need to make, but again, once again, closing that gap really between us and the county. It's nice to see over the last couple of years. All right, and finally, I'll quickly go through iReady. The green are percent of students on or above grade level. Yellow are students 1 grade level or 1 grade level below. And red is students 2 or more grade levels below. So this is for reading, grades 1 through 8. And this is for math, grades 1 through 8. Again, green is on or above, yellow 1 grade level below, and red 2 or more grade levels below. So I know this kind of gives you a comparison. So why do we use iReady to help us with our 3 through 8 proficiency? So this gives you a better look at our iReady data against our 3 through 8 proficiency. So blue is our iReady and orange is our 3 through 8. So you will notice, for example, we are pretty close in comparison, and that's what we want to see. Our iReady data should be showing us where our students will fall for 3 through 8. We're doing wonderful work in closing those gaps. We still have some more work to do, and I know the departments really are working hard, but this gives you an idea as to why we're still using iReady, why it's still important to have in the classroom, because it does help our students, with those strategies to take the 3 through 8 proficiency, the 3 through 8 exams. All right, I tried my best to keep it to 10 minutes. I know I went over, but if you have questions, I'm here. A lot of the directors are here, so no? Okay.
Sorry. Okay. So I guess my question or questions. So in the regions part, and even in the assessment. So in the geometry or living environment, there were. I mean, it seemed low scores. So I guess my question would be, do the teachers feel that that is a real, true snapshot of what their students are doing? Or is this really, they did this on the test, but in the classroom, they are outperforming what this says? That's, you know, because I know that we have other, you know, I would love to see like an overall performance like of the report card. You know, what is that? How does that compare to what we're seeing up here?
The state report card?
No,
Oh.
like I know it, I'm not going to ask teachers to do this really, but it would be nice to see how is child A performing in the classroom overall in the 4 marking periods in geometry compared to what they scored here. Are we way below in that also, or is it better performance that way? Does that make sense?
Okay, so I could speak a little bit to it. I think the problem is that when you look at the region's passing rates and you see 63%, it looks bad, but the county passing rate was 69%. The year before, our passing rate was 66, the county passing rate was 70. So you have to realize that certain exams, the level of difficulty and expectation by the state has changed over the past few years. It used to be for math, Algebra 2 was the most difficult forever. And then like 5 or 6 years ago, they decided to have a shift. And so now we're still adjusting to that shift. And last year was the first new regents with the next generation standards. So we're still in an adjustment period with that. I think to be fair to your question, I'm sure that students who are getting credit is going to be a lot higher than the 63% pass rate. But that's probably true in most school districts. But I understand what you're saying, like how does the passing in the class relate to the passing of the Regents exam? And I don't think we're very far off from what's happening on in the rest of Long Island for that.
Yeah, so are you, so just to be clear, are you saying that most of the kids aren't passing in the classroom, or that's what I'm asking?
No.
I'm not really, I'm not concerned, but I'm just looking at us in a snapshot. So I know it keeps changing and they keep, you know, changing. Is it that the teachers maybe aren't getting through the curriculum because there's too much to teach? Like what is it? Is it the same? Like, do they feel it the same way when a student is taking, just let's say, a regular geometry test in the class, that they're not doing well? Or is it that it's just the big test that maybe they haven't seen all the information, and they're doing well in the other tests in the classroom?
Can I just point something out? I think we have done an analysis to look at final course average compared to regents, right? So we have done that in the past. That's something we have looked at to see what is the gap. So, you know, what % of the children are passing this class versus how many are passing the regents. What I will point out is that when you look at the course average, don't forget what gets factored into a grade, right? There's other pieces other than assessments. So sometimes there are quizzes. We also have summative assessments. You may have participation that's included in there. And that's why we've worked so closely on that grading policy to bring a little bit more consistency. But yes, we have done that. I'm not sure if we did that for last year, but that's something we can work with our shared data person that says, give us the course average on how many kids pass geometry versus how many pass the regents is what I feel that Trustee Andrade is asking for. And that's something we can absolutely share with the board.
Yeah, I mean, I know the state requires data, and we have to do this. I mean, I think for me personally, I want to know that the students are learning, right? That they leave the classroom and they've learned, so when they have to continue on, and they have that base. So that's really why we do this.
Yeah, and I would say our passing rate for the course is typically higher than the passing rate for the regents. And then I think that speaks to what Mr. Stellato says. But the goal is to get both of them at an equal rate, right? And I think that that's our ultimate goal.
Thank you.
Because what you're saying too is some of those test takers just not proficient in sitting and taking a long stamina test. So they may be actually learning more than what that one grade is showing.
I have a question. You mentioned a lot of changes going on with the Regents, biology or science, ELA. What are we doing to prepare ourselves for that? How are we training our teachers, and how are we amending the curriculum to tend to our changes?
Okay, so we've been working with a consultant, Dr. Emily Kang, probably for the last 5 years now in preparation for the shift over to the new standards in science. The science shift is going to be much more dramatic than math. In math, the dramatic shift was basically when we shifted to Common Core a while back. Science didn't really change that much, but now this is going to be more of a shift to phenomenon-based learning, inquiry-based, and they need to be able to do more identifying, like Ms. Marone said, identifying, looking at data, identifying trends and patterns, and answer questions from that. And it's going to be cluster-based testing. So it's something that we are shifting. We've already shifted our curriculum. When this shift came through the middle school, we adjusted our curriculum by segregating the contents into, 6th grade is physical science, 7th grade is life, 8th grade is earth and space science at her suggestion. And, we've been working from that point forward to continue to make the adjustments that we need to so that the kids are going to be prepared to take the tests. And also, we're not completely shocking the system with them. I know there's other school districts that really have done very little work at all. And I think that when they finally do switch over, it's going to be a shock. Now, that being said, schools that did the shift last year, a lot of those schools did feel a shock from it because they had no idea about what the test was going to look like, which is one of the reasons why I'm glad that we decided to take a step back approach, see what some of the exams are producing, so we can better prepare our kids for that. Anything else? I would say one more thing. A lot of these exams are much more literacy based, so that's another thing with math from 5-6 years ago. They're changing that. So that's another thing that we're continuing to work on, is also more vocabulary focus and really more close reading in the math classes. That's important to understand too.
So our teachers are getting more professional development on developing those skills.
Yeah, we're working within PLCs collaboratively on that, and that's something else that we're probably going to end up working with Mr. Hanley. Surprise, surprise. But that's something else we want to push for down the road.
Thank you.
I was just going to add, I'm really happy to see that we're keeping up with the county and state scores. I know for me personally, I have kids in the district, and when I look at their state test scores, I try to not look at it as an individual, but try to look at the district as a whole to see how we are comparing to other districts, because I think it better helps us make better curriculum choices to see, are we using curriculum that's working? So, while we always want to make sure that, every kid is passing, I think that seeing that we're more closely aligned to county and state data, hopefully that's helping us either feel like we are making the right choices with curriculum or helping us pivot if we need to. So that was really helpful to see.
I just want to point out, I know we went through the slides quickly, and of course the board will have access to them to look at them. But I really want to highlight the 3 through 8 assessments, because I'm not sure. I want to really give kudos to our directors and our classroom teachers, because those gaps were pretty significant. And there was a point where one year, just 2 years ago, we might have been at the 33, 34%. And if you looked at 5th grade math, we actually exceeded the county. We were well over 50%. I will say for our district, we have not seen a 50% plus proficiency rate on a state assessment in many, many years. So that's a testament to our directors. That's a testament to our teachers who are actively working with our instructional coaches. And it's a testament to our parents who really are working with their students at home. So I know we went through them very quickly, but I really would be remiss if I didn't point it out to the community. Those are significant increases in a very short period of time. And I hope the community is proud of some of the work our teachers are doing to really increase those proficiency scores. That just doesn't happen overnight. And I know we've been working very, very hard. And at one point, again, not to go back to the past, but when you had 7 or 8 schools on schools that were cited by the state, and to see those types of results, you know, kudos to our teachers and our administrators.
Thank you, Ms. Marone. Next, we're going to move on to our ex officio student member, Ms. Charlotte Lake.
Hello, everybody. Tonight I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some course selections that we have up at Patchogue-Medford High School that I think are really helpful to the students. So first up, I know there's some little ones here tonight, but before you know it, college or any other post-secondary option will be here. So the first course that I will be discussing is Junior College Seminar. This is a course, it's the second semester of your junior year. So if you're a sophomore, I'd strongly encourage you to listen. This course is designed to help students explore future career paths, as well as take career assessments and interest inventories to identify their strengths or weaknesses to see what they might plan to do in their future. In this class, students learn about post-secondary options, programs, campus environments, and different admission requirements necessary to get into their desired program. As well as students will research the job market. They're learning employment rates, job outlooks, and different retention rates for different colleges and universities. In this class, students also plan their senior schedule to ensure that their prerequisites are met for their future goals. And they begin the Common App general information section, which you'll then learn that there's 3 different types of applications when applying to colleges, such as the Common App, Coalition App, and the Quest Bridge. Students will evaluate majors, minors, financial implications, as well as begin mapping their futures. So if you're a sophomore, know a sophomore, have a student that's a sophomore, I would strongly encourage you to add that into your junior year schedule. And then in correspondence with that course, we have Senior College Seminar. In Senior College Seminar, it's the first semester of your senior year. It's a lot at once, I will admit. It equips students with the knowledge and skills to successfully navigate the college application process. Once again, using the Common App, Coalition App, and Quest Bridge. In the class, you learn about the different types of college applications that there are, whether it be early action, early decision, rolling admissions, and regular decision. Become experts with Naviance, where you request your letters of recommendations, you manage your transcripts, as well as track the different deadlines necessary. Students gain expertise in financial aid awards and setting up the different varieties of financial aid, such as FAFSA, TAP, and the CSS profiles. And there they will be able to investigate the different types of colleges, the meal plans that each university offers, as well as get a feel for what kind of housing they might want in the future. And lastly, we have many guest speakers in that class. We've had numerous representatives from different, whether it be trade schools, colleges, universities, come and speak to our class. They provide us with fee waiver codes, which is nice when applying to universities. As well as they leave students with practical tools, confidence, and a comprehensive plan for their education in the future. Thank you.
As a mom of a senior who just plowed through this college application without taking that, which was fun.
Right.
I would like to know for juniors, because I do have an upcoming junior, is it a half?
Yes.
It's a half.
It is a half-year course that is, it's the second semester of your junior year, so it becomes like a seamless transition if you take it the end of your junior year following your senior, like going into your senior year.
Okay, so like a half year, they could
Yeah.
do like health 1/2 and that.
Yes.
Okay, because I think we could use that. We could have used that the last couple of months. So
Definitely. Anybody else?
Thank you, Charlotte. Next, we're going to move on to public comments only on the reports and any agenda items. And everyone's limited to 3 minutes per person to total no more than 60 minutes with sharing of no minutes.
Good evening, Sherry Costello. First, I thought the students all did a fantastic job, and that was a really nice presentation for our high school student over there at the very beginning. Congratulations. With regard to the presentation on assessments, I had a couple of questions. I know the other day at the instructional committee, we were talking about, actually midterm exams came up, and one of the comments tonight was better aligning our Regents assessments with some of the assessments that are going on in the classroom. So I wanted to just quickly touch on the fact that our students in the high school for a number of years have not had traditional midterms in the month of January, which a lot of schools following post-COVID took away, but then have implemented back. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. I'm sure the trustees who are at the meeting with us will bring that up. Also, I know that there's been a shift to the computer-based assessments, and I think that I'm wondering if there's any training to help the kids refer back to the data and get opportunity to see examples of what that region will look like.
When you say the regions, the computer-based testing is with the 3 through 8 assessments. So can you just
Are our high school students taking their assessments on the computer, or that is not computer-based, still
they
paper and
take eight?
pencil?
Yeah, that was 3 through 8. Some
Oh,
of our
okay. Just the
AP
AP
exams
exams have
are
shifted.
computer-based, but not the Regencies.
Gotcha. Okay. And when you look at the bars information, I've never had an opportunity because I don't work in those upper grades. Does it let you know if kids perhaps didn't finish an assessment or have run out of time at certain sections? Or is it just a score and you don't
It
really know if
allows
they
you to
didn't get
know if
done?
they didn't answer a question. So you see how many points they got for an extended response, if they left it blank. So we do see that on the exam in the BARS report.
I would wonder if kids, timing-wise, especially looking back at how to figure out how long an exam would take if they're not getting opportunity for like an hour and a half exam or a 2-hour exam for midterms, if they're actually able to complete, because practice
It is
exams.
untimed. So at 3 through 8, it's an untimed test. So the kids get unlimited
I'm
timing.
speaking
Again, for
specifically
the
about
Regents,
yeah.
there is, when you're saying on the actual handwritten test, would we know if they didn't finish? Because it's not computer-based with the.
They're scored in-house, or we send them
They're
out?
scored in-house,
Okay.
correct. It's all scored by hand by our teachers.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. So can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Consent agenda passes. There are no items removed from the consent agenda and no items arising out of the exec. Policy first reading. The following policies will be circulated on the first reading. If there are no changes, the policy will be included on the January 12th Board of Education agenda, which is the employee bargaining unit. And next we move on to superintendent and assistant superintendent reports.
All right, good evening, everyone. And I first would like to thank our PTAs that are here this evening, our Oregon PTA and our Eagle PTA. Thank you very much. And really, again, congratulations to our presenters, our students, and Haley, what an incredible journey you've had with Girls Inc. So very proud of you, and please continue, and hopefully you'll come back when you graduate and mentor some of our other students who enroll in Girls Inc. And again, if our community, we offer Girls Inc. at our middle school and our high school. It's a wonderful program. So please, if you have a daughter that's interested in getting involved, those clubs are available to all of our students at the secondary level. So just to give the community an update from me, I wanted to share, I know I shared this at a recent meeting, but I'm actively working to secure a $500,000 gardening and cooking grant with the Emerald Culinary Garden and Teaching Kitchen program. This is a nationwide program designed to integrate interactive gardening and cooking education into our school curriculum. The goal of the program is to create fun and engaging learning environment where students can connect core academic subjects with hand-on experience in the garden and kitchen. I was recently invited down to New Orleans by the Emerald Lagasse Foundation to observe a school down in New Orleans that services about 586 students. I am excited to share with the community that you will be coming to visit Patchogue-Medford School District on December 8th. I am very optimistic about the district getting this grant, and it would be a great opportunity for us to begin a gardening and culinary program at our elementary schools. So I look forward to sharing that with the community, so let's keep our fingers crossed. I would also like to share that I have been working really closely with our secondary buildings on vaping. So I know the community may have received a letter from me back in September really speaking about cannabis vaping among our students, and that remains a serious concern to me, as well as our building principals and deans. And to really start addressing this issue more effectively, I've been working with our administrators and Mrs. Rosario, who is our substance abuse prevention social worker. We're starting to implement some initiatives to really educate our students about the dangers of vaping. I've been working with our art department to develop posters that we're going to be putting up around our school. Not only will the posters really highlight the serious health conditions related to vaping, which is increased anxiety, depression, concentration, really decrease in academic performance, and the list goes on and on and on. But also to remind students that this is a violation of our code of conduct. So we are going to be using posters. We're also going to be getting signs outside of our school reminding our students. I know Dr. R has been sending out some Parent Square messages to his school community. And also, I am going to be working with Dr. R to start to put together a group of students at the high school to sit down with me and to start having conversations on how we can support them better here so they really truly understand the risks of vaping, which is a known gateway drug. So that is something that I'm actively working on at the secondary level. Also wanted to share with the community that I've also been collaborating with our PR firm to really enhance our social media presence across all of our districts with the increase on focusing on the incredible work of our students and staff. I hope that you see that is more regularly posting some of the great things that are taking place in our school, some of our buildings, and as well as our really service projects that many of our schools are working on. We're really trying to highlight them on social media. So hopefully you'll see a significant improvement on the frequency as well as the quality of our social media posts. And again, I love the fact that Eagle shared that they were working with the Ronald McDonald House. I am actually meeting with the Ronald McDonald House with Dr. R and Ms. Marone this Friday. They are opening a new Ronald McDonald House with Stony Brook University. So they reached out to me to see how Patchogue-Medford school community can partner with them and start to really build that relationship between our school community and the Ronald McDonald House. So I'm looking to form that partnership as well. So a lot of great things taking place in our community. Again, I'm going to turn it over to our assistant superintendents. But again, on behalf of myself and the entire cabinet, I wish the community a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Good evening. Again, I echo the sentiment that Mrs. Kennedy shared about the student presentations, and congratulations to Haley. Wonderful role model. Certainly looking forward to your future contributions back working with our students someday. I just wanted to share that I recently had the opportunity to go to our New York State Association of School Personnel Administrators annual conference in upstate New York. It's a really wonderful conference that has a lot of workshops, including a Personnel Academy on civil service. They had workshops on AI and how that could be used in the HR world, workshops on evaluation and discipline, pertinent legal updates, NICED certification updates. There was a presentation on generational differences between hiring today and prior generations, current generation and prior, interactive process and reasonable accommodations, FMLA workshops, and many, many others. It's really a wonderful opportunity. And as Trustee Andrade said, when she visited the School Board Association workshop, it's also a wonderful opportunity for the personnel administrators to get together with their colleagues and share things, and some really wonderful conversations come out of that, as well as we all face similar things across many districts in the state. So I thank the board for the opportunity to attend that annual conference, and appreciate that approval. Thank you.
All right, good evening. I just want to take a moment to let you know that this Thursday and Friday, we will hold parent-teacher conferences at the secondary level for middle and high school. In addition to providing families with time to discuss student progress in connection with Mrs. Kennedy had shared about vaping, we are going to take this opportunity to reinforce student health and safety. Over the last couple of days, we've managed to put together a brochure on vaping, both in English and in Spanish, in conjunction with Mrs. Kennedy's letter. Both of these will be delivered to the secondary buildings. If they weren't delivered today, they'll be there tomorrow. The teachers will also receive a memo tomorrow asking them to make the brochure and the letter available to parents outside of their classroom doors, so that they can, share the effects of vaping with the families as well, and reinforce our commitment to, the health and safety of our students. I also want to let you know that as an added safety measure, metal detectors will be used at all secondary buildings during conference times. On another note, we do recognize that there were some concerns this year regarding the signups on Parent Square for scheduling conferences. So moving forward, I will work with technology and our assistant soups to find an alternative platform and systems to ensure a more streamlined and effective way to schedule for families and staff. Lastly, elementary parent-teacher conferences will take place on the evening of December 11th and the full day on the 12th. Ensuring that all our families have the time to meet with teachers and the building administrators. Thank you.
Good evening. Our Family Center Thanksgiving food drive is well underway, and the response from our community has been remarkable. It's probably the best year we have yet. To date, we've received already more than 100 turkeys at the Family Center. Later this week, we anticipate a generous donation from the Patchogue-Medford Congress of Teachers. Last week, we received a donation. It's on the agenda tonight from the Patchogue-Medford Administrators Association. They generously contributed $2,100 to support our Family Center. We were just notified that a community member and employee, Ms. Tiffany Angelo, plans to donate 75 turkeys on her own to our Family Center as well. So thank you. As a reminder, we have our November Parent Workshop, which is going to be presented in English and Spanish at the Patchogue-Medford Library on November 25th. The topic is Anxiety and Kids, What Families Can Do at Home. Similar to Dr. Cohen, earlier this month I attended an annual Long Island Association of Special Education Administrators conference. The sessions included preventing the overrepresentation of our English language learners in special education, avoiding the pitfalls of special education administrators, and then an interactive session of Whose Faith Is It Anyway? highlight of the conference for myself and some of the special education directors was that one of our vendors, Teachtown, highlighted the work of Patchogue-Medford Special Education Department. Teachtown has shared our results of a program, and we are a model district at the national level, and we continue to promote the outstanding work of our teachers and our special education programming alongside of them. You may recall last year they created a video highlighting the work that we've been doing. As a result of the visibility just from this conference alone, we have Island Trees, Rockville Center, North Belmore, and Hempstead all coming to visit our programs in the next 3 weeks.
Thank you, everyone. Next, we're going to move on to committee reports. So buildings and operations.
Okay. So we met on October 28th, and we reviewed our committee charges, duties, and expectations. We went over our summer 2025 projects, which we do in-house, which is cost-effective, and our employees do such a wonderful job wherever we can have them work in-house. We do that rather than contracting outside. Then we went into our bond projects, and I'm going to use my visual because I'm always plugging this. This little button right here that's always on the top of our PatMed website, if you click that, you can always see all of the bond updates and capital improvements that we are working on. So we went over the athletics upgrade. We've taken out the bleachers. We have the new field in there. We're working on that. We also awarded the bid in our October meeting for our theatrical lighting for our secondary schools and for the HVAC and Univents. Both bids were approved. And then we briefly discussed the Bay Capital Project, which, as some might know, is now paused because we hit asbestos in the ground. So it's now an abatement project. So we have had multiple transparent meetings with the contractors, the architects, our board, and the cabinet, as well as a community forum with Ms. Kennedy, Ms. Smith, and I met with the Bay community with all of the people in place. They asked great questions. They asked the questions that we asked, safety concern. So we are looking now, we're shifting the work from the project while we do the abatement to the projects that we can do in-house so that we're not pumping the brakes on the project and not moving forward. I don't know if Mr. Maisie's not here, if Ms. Kennedy wants to say anything to that effect, or did I cover that?
I think you did an outstanding job.
That's a touchy subject, so I just wanted to make sure. And yeah, we're just going to keep the project moving. And next week, we are having remote classes for Mr. Mendez's building on Monday and Tuesday so that we can get the abatement done before it's 30 degrees, and then we can't do it. And we want to keep everybody safe and comfortable. So hopefully, we can move forward very quickly. Meeting next on December 2nd at 5 o'clock in the district office on South Ocean Avenue.
Thank you. Next, moving on to finance, Trustee Kuban.
So there's actually a little bit of overlap with buildings and operations, and Mr. Maisie did mention that in the future we may, come together just to have some of those conversations. But as he often does, Mr. Maisie and his team made a lot of very complicated information a lot easier to understand. So just to kind of echo, our high school projects from our bond project are about 85% complete, and with an anticipated completion date in April, which is very exciting. We went over some of the TAN borrowing and looked at some data from our district and other districts and how what some of the reasons why we might have to borrow money and how we compare it to other districts. And then we also went over a Newsday article that came out that showed that our per pupil spending is actually less than both Long Island and the state, which is a testament to the fact that we're using our money wisely and still making sure that our kids are getting everything that they need. So it was a really nice first meeting. We met on November 5th. And I believe our next meeting is on December 7th, but I have to check.
December 3rd.
Oh, December 3rd. And thank you to Trustee Jennings for co-chairing this with me as I get used to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to district-wide technology. Okay.
So we met on October 29th at the South Ocean Conference Room. Some of us were on Zoom. We went over we reviewed summer projects like the K-1 iPad deployment, the device replacement cycles that's going on throughout the schools. We implemented Move, which is a replacement for scholarship, and we talked about that rollout and how it's doing. We also discussed the district technology plan that we're implementing or developing right now, which we hope to have done or ready for board approval by January. We also discussed other goals for this year, like AI integration, teaching and learning. Student technology safety and digital literacy is always an ongoing thing. Goals, we also have one-to-one student and teacher devices, just maintaining those and implementing them correctly, as well as classroom instructional technologies that we always are trying to implement. So our next meeting will be on December 3rd, same place, same time, 4:30, South Ocean Conference Room. Thank you.
Thank you. I just have one question. What did you say? Move a scholarship replacement?
The scholarship replacement, yes. So what we discussed, let me go back here. Scholarship.
Is that where the seniors have to apply for their scholarships?
Charlotte, would you like to share with everyone with the Move app? Because you're looking at me from down the table.
I can't really see you, Charlotte. I'm sorry.
So Move is a new implementation this year that we're using. We all receive new IDs at the beginning of this school year, and Move is essentially where we tap into each of our classes. It's plugged in typically near our classroom door, and each student taps their ID upon entry, and that takes their attendance for the period.
I'm sorry. I'm like missing something.
That's
Scholarship.
It replaced scholarship, but it has nothing to do with college.
Chip.
We heard scholarship on this end. Sorry. Okay, sorry for the confusion. Got it.
Yeah.
That's the new
Tapping of
Common
ID
App.
cards.
Okay, next we're moving on to extracurricular program. In extracurricular, we had sent a survey out to our members, and so we went over the survey and some of the things in terms of athletics were team mindset Mondays or our leadership captain program. We also have Patchogue-Medford Student Athletic Advisory Council and maybe some home away signs when you're at games. On the art level, we wanted to see if there could be one art show where the students actually display their art and explain their art, like almost like an art gallery kind of night. And then maybe a spirit club that maybe has photos for students or announcing kind of games or Reader TV that can all kind of work together. And then on the music level, maybe could bring a pep band back into basketball games and winter sports and the Raiderettes and the cheerleaders. And then youth in high school and how can the youth in high school work together.
So Mr. Brinkman was going to meet with someone from PAC to arrange this, and just so to have an art show outside of the school, like
Patchogue Arts Council?
Yes. Yes. So that's what was brought up and suggested. So I guess I first wanted to make sure you guys would feel okay with that if we do an off-premise and make it a big deal, a nice big deal.
Next, we move on instructional and student support programs. Trustee Salazar.
So we met on November 13th, just the other day. What we did, we started off talking about the last year's goals that we've been working on, that we did work on last year and implemented. We worked on the grading policy that was implemented of July 24, made some tweaks, put it into July of 25. Stuff like decreasing the amount of weight for testing, the amount of how much it weighs on the student's report card. We also made it more adjustable and flexible for the departments as well. We talked about goals for this year. We discussed the development of a elementary report card, which is ongoing. A committee has already been working on it. It's going to be more of a standard-based report card. And we also discussed concerns, grading policy for special ed students, especially with the SAVAS curriculum, and that kind of started going in that direction. We were discussing some of our feelings and concerns over the SAVAS programs. Some individuals were concerned that result of this is going to be removing books out of the classroom. And also we discussed the portrait of a graduate as well and how that's going to be affecting our development of curriculum and instruction. Our next meeting will be on December 4th at 4:30 in the South Ocean Conference Room. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we move on to legislation. Trustee Smith.
We had due to unexpected circumstances, we had to cancel our meeting. And our next meeting will be January 8th.
Thank you. Next, we move on to board discussions and updates. Anybody?
I have a kind of a question, sorry, from the reports. So going back to the vaping, we're doing a lot to prevent it, to educate about it. Is there any way where we could, I don't know if it's us, I don't know if it's the police department, but go into the local shops that surround our neighborhood and let them know what we're doing here, how we're really working hard to try to prevent this, to educate, because we know that they're selling to underage children. And, you know, is there, I don't know if it's us that can get involved, step one, or if it's getting to the police department saying, listen, we really, I feel like we need to make that connection there to.
Well, I think two things. I know, and I see Mr. Ahern over there, and we have a close relationship with the precinct. Number one, the community, and I know Trustee Smith has gone. They do I think the next one is December with the community police. They do it at the YMCA, where any community member can speak to them to talk about concerns within the community. I know I have something scheduled that night. I think I'm at the Lions Club, but I invite the community to go down and also voice their concerns. I've met with our local politician. I know I've spoken to several of them about our concerns. I know Neil Foley has been working in terms of advocating for some of the permitting of these vape shops and how are they getting so many building permits. I will say if you look at News 12, recently they've been cracking down and there's been some arrest at some local vape shops across Long Island. So I do think the law enforcement are starting to really have some undercover in some of these vape shops. I will say also, and I'm sorry if I didn't share, we are also partnering with any local outside agencies for assemblies for our students as well. And that could be the police department or the sheriff's department coming in to speak to our students. So we are trying all avenues, but again, it's so accessible to our students. Again, I know myself, if you drive from district office all the way up to Eagle Elementary just on 112, you probably could pass 12 vape shops right on 112. So as a community, voice your concern to our local politicians, show up to these meetings because we have to really partner together to combat this issue.
It's also a Department of Health initiative where they have people, they will hire underage people to go in and try to buy cannabis or tobacco products. And
Your favorite one in Medford? Yeah. Has just redone their windows in all cartoon characters.
Yeah, it's nice.
For Christmas.
The one next to Medford Elementary?
The one
Yeah,
that's
that
right
one.
next door to
It's
Medford
really
Elementary.
nice.
Yeah.
Why we're really working with the students. Sometimes our students have incredible insight to share with us on what we can do. And that may be doing petitions and going door to door, some, campaigns of videos that we can show students. Again, it's education, education. For me, it's just very accessible to our students and just the risks of them really dabbling in more very deadly drugs. There is proof to show you that, cannabis is a gateway to other drugs. And it's very alarming as parents to see how accessible it is to our students. And we're trying very hard at the buildings to combat it, but we need the support from our community as well as our local politicians.
Okay, so just two things. On Saturday, Trustee Smith, Trustee Krieger, and myself attended a BOCES breakfast where it was just explaining what exactly BOCES does and how they help the districts with like grant writing, technology services, auction service, PR firms, capital projects, and how we can look at how BOCES can reimburse us through our aid to look at the reimbursement. Also, Julie Marlette was there from Hammond Stroud, who talked about how we can work with BOCES or any district in terms of the legislative and working to advocate. I also wanted to update everyone on the superintendent search. We continue to getting applications that will end on December 5th. And then we will work with district-wide to look at the applications and meet with them to go over what we're going to go from there and get a climate report. Next, we're going to move on to public comments, which we limit to 3 minutes.
No one wants to talk to us tonight?
All right, next move on to Board of Ed comments. Trustee Kuban? Can't see it.
I've been thinking about the presentations. First, I want to say that I thought the kids did such a great job. Eagle always seems to impress me as a fellow parent. They just seem to be doing a really great job. So awesome to them. And I love to hear that we are potentially going to be building a relationship with Ronald McDonald. I hope that comes to every elementary school, Ronald McDonald House. It's a great way to get kids involved in something that is so important. So I hope that is something that we can bring to every elementary school and the middle and high school. I think it's just really, I know I participate with my own students, and so that's something I'd love to see. And then just to kind of go back to testing, I think it was nice to see our data, and I just, for me personally, I hope that at the core of all of our testing is that we want our kids to be prepared for any test that's put in front of them, whether it's a paper and pencil test, academic, or just showing perseverance through difficult things. And so I think we are moving in the right direction. It doesn't feel like we are teaching to a test, but we are putting things in front of our kids that are challenging them and preparing them. And so it was really nice to see that, because our kids deserve to, our kids deserve to sit in front of any test that comes in front of them, like I said, and feel prepared. So I think we're really moving in the right direction.
Trustee Salzer?
All right, so first off, I want to thank all the presenters and congratulations to Hallie for the Girls Inc. Girl of the Year. It's a big accomplishment, fantastic. Thank you to our Eagle Elementary presenters. They did an excellent job. And I want to echo everything we talked about with the Ronald McDonald House. I also want to thank Ms. Marone for her presentation. it was very clear and concise and how we're doing. Didn't pull any punches, and I thought it was a very good reflection of things. So thank you for that. And I want to wish everybody a healthy and happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully you get to enjoy some time with your family and friends.
Trustee Krieger?
I have more than Mr. Salazar. I just couldn't narrow it down. I just wanted to say that I really love the change in trajectory that we're doing, and we have more student involvement in our meetings. It's great to see the students. Thank you to Eagle. Congrats to Haley. And Charlotte, I loved your report. It's great to see you expanding your role and becoming a full board member and not somebody there who's just kind of reporting. And that ties into my next thank you to Ms. Kennedy, because it's near and dear to my heart. I can't leave my publicity background, and it's taken a long time. But just to see so many great things from the community, there's so many people that watch our social media that don't know what's going on in the buildings that they're not represented in, or even community members that don't have children and are grandparents or past parents. So just to see that out there and know that their tax dollars are being spent, but what wonderful people we have in the district and what great stuff is going on. I've been getting a lot of feedback from people in Patchogue Village that think that's amazing. Thank you to Ms. Marone. That was a great presentation, and it just shows all the hard work that our directors, teachers, and students are doing. And I'm really looking forward to our upcoming secondary holiday concerts, which start, and just to have a great Thanksgiving. And on that note, also to thank everybody for their generosity in the community. I know I was even touched in my own BOCES class where people, my kids, my 60 boys raised over $300 in canned goods or food, and I know that some of that comes from families that also have a need. So to see people giving in the elementary schools, the middle schools, the high school, to the family center, it's just very heartwarming to see that we're creating such upstanding, civically involved students. So I just wanted to say thank you to them and have a good holiday. Enjoy the time off.
Trustee Smith?
Thank you for your presentation, Mrs. Marone. Very enlightening. Appreciate it. I will reflect all of that and yay all of it. I also want to congratulate the students who were participated in the Once Upon a Time Spanish language theater piece that we. Yeah. It's fantastic. These students, they line up at the end of it. They did 2 or 3 one-act pieces. So there was did a little bit of dancing involved, and then the students all line up at the end and tell what their name is and what country they're from. And in the past, they had done how many languages they speak. The number of polyglots we have at that high school is amazing. It was really a really heartwarming thing, and yeah. It's also a really good experience for people who are like us, who are not bilingual, to sit in an environment where you don't necessarily understand the language, and just experience what some of our parents also experience. It's a very, very enlightening experience. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, happy holidays.
Trustee Andrade?
I'll be quick. Congratulations, Haley. Thank you to all the presenters. It's always great to see kids come up here confident and present to us like it means nothing. So that's so much fun. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. So I just want to say thank you once again to Ms. Marone and the directors. Congratulations once again, Haley, and to our Eagle students. And I think even bringing the bottle tops back, I know we used to do that because I remember collecting bottle tops when my kids are in school, and one's a sophomore in college and one's a senior now. And I think it's just, for Charlotte, I like how you did that. I know the junior seminar for my son really helped him get that college app really going. So it's great to just listen to more of the courses that are out there and what is available to our students. And I just wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and that you get to enjoy the time with your family. So on that, the board has to adjourn to go into an exec session. So can I have a motion to adjourn into exec session?
I'll second it. Everybody
No.
else gets to go home.